Hello and welcome back to another Endless Runner game tutorial. In our last video we implemented this wall which we could jump over, or some kind of enemy, and when we crashed into the wall it said game over. So now what I want to do is firstly look at game states, look at the score, and look at sound effects. So to do the game states, what I'd really want is, before we just start playing, I want to go into an introduction screen. So before we do this while playing loop, I want to do a similar thing. I'm going to create a variable called intro and set that equal to true, and then I'm going to say while intro, and then I do whatever is indented here. So I might just create a background, and here you can do whatever you want. You could create, because it's just another loop, you could create some animations, do whatever you want, but I'm just going to do a simple background here. Let's make it 10 by 20 and 180, a kind of a bluey color. And then on here I am going to write some text that says, I'm going to call mine Panda Runner, and I'm going to draw that at 10 down, 200, and font size equal to 30. And so now notice this while loop, there's no way to get out of this, so this while loop should go on forever. And I should put also a chance just for it to pause so the browser gets some time to draw everything. I go start, and it's Panda Runner, and again you could center these a bit more or put that text a better spot. So maybe we'd only want it like 100, and maybe further over. Maybe we do make it like 300. And then I'm going to do some other text that says press space, or press maybe S to start. And I'll put that at 250 and 200. And so now let's just see, hopefully that text is looking better. There we go. All right, I might make it the same font size. And again, you can make this much better. You can make it, like I said, put in some graphics, put in some animation, make it much better. And now I need to check if I'm hitting the S key. I want to start, and to start, all I want to do is this loop to stop. So when intro becomes false, this loop will stop, and all this code that's underneath and indented will stop, and it'll go to the next line. So then it'll go to our frame equals 0 and go to our playing equals true. So that will take it to the next state. So all I need to do here is just say if is key pressed, and I said use the S key. If that is true, they are pressing the S key, then intro equals false, and now this loop will stop and we'll go on to playing. So let me start that, stop, start. I hit the S and we start playing. Cool. Now when I crashed, instead of just printing game over, I actually want to do something similar. I want to say, let's say game over equals true, and then I'll say while game over, and I can do something else. Maybe I'll print a background. Maybe I'll make it like a slightly different color this time, and then maybe I'll even draw the panda. Oh yeah, I should draw the panda changing to a dead state. Yeah, that's a great idea. So I actually have, look at this, I have a file here of the panda dead. So let me open that up, and so I've uploaded that. And then what I can do is I can load that image. So panda dead equals load image. I called it panda dead.png. And then when I crash, so panda playing equals false and panda.image equals panda dead. And then here I can say panda.draw. And then I can do some text. Let's say game over, and maybe I'll make the text white, and I will say game over at maybe the top left of the screen, 0, 0. And again, you can play around with this and see what you want. Let's see what happens now. Start the game, press S to start, die, game over. Cool. Let's see. And what I should also do is, like we normally do in these loops, just give it some time to make sure it's drawing everything. That was a game over. And now also text, press R to restart. And I want to draw that at 0, and let's make it 50 pixels down. And then I just need to check if is key pressed, key R in this case, then game over equals false. Now, again, this loop here will happen. I set game over to true, so the variable's true, so it'll keep going until this game over goes false, which is when they hit the R. When it does go false, everything that's indented will finish, and it'll just go to the next line of code. Well, there is no next line of code, so the game will actually end at that point. So press start, press S to start, I can jump over a wall. When I collide, press R to restart. When I hit R, notice the game stops and I can restart it. But I want it to restart automatically. So what I really want is this intro, this playing, and our game over to repeat forever, really. So I put it in a big while loop up the top here. So I can say while, in this case, I just go true because I never want it to stop. And I do whatever's underneath and indented. And so I have to highlight all this code and indent it. So I can hold down Shift and the down arrow key. That will highlight everything. And then I just hit the Tab key. And now all of this code here will repeat forever. It'll do the intro. It will do the play state. It'll do the game over. And then it'll jump back up to here and repeat forever. So now there might be one little problem here still. Let me see. Stop. And let's start again. So press S to start, jump over. Now when I crash, press R to restart. Goes back to my intro, perfect. S to start. I crashed again because my panda and my wall were still in the same spot. So what I really need to do is, when I come back up to the start again, just make sure everything's reset. So reset all characters, so they aren't colliding. So what I need to do is go panda.move to, and I need to move it to where we initially set it. So the panda we initially started at 40 and the floor. So let's move that to there. And the wall I also need to move to, and we had the wall at 900 and the floor. So start them back where they were. Now we should have the game stage working really well. Here we go. Start S. I can jump over, and then when I collide, game over, press R to restart. There we go. Oh, notice I actually started off with the dead state for a couple of minutes. So I should also switch our panda back to panda.image equals panda walk 1. And now that is perfect. Awesome. Restart. Perfect. All right, cool. So now what about some scoring? Okay, so maybe every frame I can just add some score. So let's just here, like where the frame is, I'll go score equals 0. And then inside the playing loop, just where we're doing this frame equals frame plus 1, I can say score equals score plus 1. And now I need to draw the score. And let's draw it right at the end so it doesn't overlap anything. And so we'll go text, we'll go score, and we need to turn the score variable into a string, so we'll do that. We'll put it, let's make it over to the right, maybe 800 over to the right, put it down 10, let's go font size equal to, say, 20, and then what color do we want it? Maybe we'll make it a greeny color, and Or maybe, yeah, let's see what color that is. Start. Oh, the color's not great there, is it? So you can choose a color that kind of, maybe we do just want like a dark blue there. Maybe we get some kind of dark blue, but you play around with it and see what color you think would be good for the score. And then maybe also that score could go up a little slower, like that's going up really fast. So if we wanted to do that, just like we did with the checking if we needed to change the image when we're in the running state, we only changed the score or checked every 30 frames. Maybe we could do something similar. So here we could just say if frame mod, and you can put whatever you want, say every 100 frames. If that's equal to 0, that means it's every 100 frames. Only then update the score. So I'll indent it. So now I stop and start again. Then yeah, that looked better. It was the score only goes up much slower. So up to you, and you could just experiment with that number, and that would adjust the score. Great. All right, now let's put in some sound effects. Now, on PyAngelo, on the website, there is this asset library. If you click on there, we have some images and some sounds you can use. And there's one here called jump. And so we can use this. So I'm going to copy that text, and then back over here at the top, I need to load that sound. Just like with the images, we loaded the images. I'm going to go load sounds, and we do this once at the top. Load sounds. So I'm going to say jump, that's just what I'm calling it, equals load sound, and then I paste in where that sound file was from. And then when do we want to play that? When we hit the jump key. So when I hit the up key, so in our playing state, here we look, is key pressed, then what we do is we just go play sound jump. And that should work. Let's try it out. Stop and start. There we go. Beautiful. And maybe we want a sound when we hit the ground again. So what we could do is use maybe this, this hit sound. So I could copy that, and again, I just load my sound. So hit ground, I'm going to call it equals load sound, and paste in the location of the sound. And then when do we play that? When we exit the jump state. So here, if we're in the jumping state, this is where we switch back when we are greater than the floor. So here I can do play sound, and I think I called it hit ground. Awesome. So now we should have a sound for oh, I didn't hit the ground because I missed the wall. Ooh. Yeah, that's cool. Nice. That's looking good. All right. And crash. When we hit the wall, definitely should have a sound. So let's do another hit one maybe. Oh, maybe we could. Yeah, I don't know. You pick a sound that you like. I reckon collision. Yeah, that's cool. I'm going to use this collision one. All right, and so I'm going to go back to our code. Again, last little sound effect. Collision equals load sound, and then paste that in. And then when do we want to collide? Or when do we want to play the sound? When our hero collides. So that's the overlaps function. So if it overlaps, then play sound. Not in brackets, I just used the variable that I called it, collision. And now, let's stop and start that. And start. Oh, I got an error here. Load sound is not defined on line 20. Maybe you noticed I misspelt it. Line 20, load sound. There we go. Now let's try. Start. Has to start. And crash. Awesome. All right, this is looking great. One other thing I want to do is put in a background sound. Now you can upload your own music, or again, we've got some more background music here. I'm going to copy this one. I like this one. This is cool. So copy this here, and up the top here, I am going to load the sound. I'm going to call it BG music, and that's equal to load sound. And now here, what I'm going to do is, instead of putting this inside the loop, I'm just going to play this for the whole game. So I'm just going to go play sound straight away. And I don't want to put it in the loop, otherwise it would start this every time through the loop. So, you know, if it's going 30 times per second, I'd get every second 30 new versions of that playing. So for background music, I want it outside the loop. So play sound, I called it BG music. And I want to say loop equals true, so that when it finishes, it starts again. And I can also set the volume of this. Now, it's a range from 0 to 1, where 1's full volume and 0 you can't hear it at all. This is quite loud already, so I'm just going to say 0.3. And then now when I play my game, it should hear the music. There we go. Awesome. Crash. Restart S. Lovely. Now there's so many cool things you can do to extend this game. Like I said, add an extra character, the extra enemies. You could definitely improve this game over screen. Improve the introduction screen, definitely. How about having more obstacles, like I said, or something that the panda actually picks up to maybe award more points. Maybe you could have a night mode. So after you get to a certain score, the background image changes. Instead of these clouds coming across, you have something else coming across. Plenty of ideas to extend this. And in the original dinosaur game, you can duck, remember? So maybe you have some kind of way of ducking under a character. All right, lots of good ideas there. Really look forward to seeing what you create. And if you've got any questions, you can just ask it on the PyAngelo website. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you in another tutorial soon.